Okay, welcome back. My name is Adrian May, and we're going to carry on our look at punctuation in the SAT and the ACT by looking today at apostrophes, which is a common blind spot when it comes to a lot of people on punctuation. It's a really big question in the ACT, it comes up a lot, and in the SAT now and again as well. So we just need to know how to carefully use apostrophes, but really there isn't a lot to learn. I think the main sticking point is people get confused between the difference between nouns and pronouns, because apostrophes work differently depending on whether we have a noun or a pronoun. So that's the main difference we need to clear up. So nouns are words that refer to people or things. So Jim, Tim, a table, a chair, and so on. These are all nouns. And with nouns, apostrophes indicate possession. So it's when something belongs to a person or a thing. So for example, we talk about the table's leg. We have the word table, then we just add an apostrophe and an S, and we talk about the table's leg. Or if we have a person, so Aria's revenge, we have the name Aria, and then we add apostrophe S to denote her revenge, that it belongs to her. So we always just add apostrophe S to a singular noun if we want to denote possession. There is some debate over nouns that end with an S, whether you add apostrophe S or just an apostrophe. Many people use it in different ways. Newspapers tend to not add the S, but the SAT and the ACT will do the most academically rigorous form of this, which is whenever you have a singular noun, you add an apostrophe S, regardless of whether it ends in an S or not. So, for example, we could have the princess's tower. We would add an apostrophe S after princess for the princess's tower. Or James's book. Again, we would add an apostrophe S after the name James for his book. When we have plural nouns, on the other hand, in this case, if they already end in an S, we just add an apostrophe. So we take the plural form of the noun and we add an apostrophe at the end. However, in irregular cases, when the noun does not end in an S, in this case, we do add an apostrophe S. So for example, if we had many horses and we're talking about the horse's shoes, we would have the word horses, already H-O-R-S-E-S there, and we would just add an apostrophe at the end. Or if we had many dragons and we talked about the dragon's wings, we would have the word dragons already in the plural form and add an apostrophe at the end to denote their wings. However, if we had, for example, the children's toys, the plural children doesn't end in S, so we would add apostrophe S. Or maybe the cacti's thorns, and again, cacti, plural form, doesn't end in S, so we add apostrophe S at the end. Okay. So to think about how this might work in an ACT example question, we have this example here. Firstly, we know that the word houses doesn't need any apostrophes because it's the houses belonging to the friends. The houses don't possess anything, so we don't want apostrophe on houses. But we do need an apostrophe on friends because it's the houses belonging to the friends. The friends are owning the houses. And it's not a friend's house. We have plural friends here. So we need an apostrophe after the S. We take the plural of friends because we know we have many friends, and then we add an apostrophe at the end. So that is how we get through those answer choices. So onto pronouns, and the confusing thing here is pronouns, apostrophes don't mean possession, they mean the contraction of two words together. Okay, so pronouns, as we should know, are words that replace nouns. So like he, him, she, her, they, them, it, who. These are all words that stand in for nouns, they're replacements for nouns. And here, again, apostrophes mean contraction. So, for example, the most common answer choice is IT apostrophe S. This always means it is, whereas ITS is the possessive form. So the book has lost its cover would be ITS. One thing to note here is a super common answer choice that the SAT and ACT present you with is ITS apostrophe. And I want you to know right now that this is always wrong. This is never a true answer. It's very rare that both exams give you an answer choice that is 100% incorrect. But this is definitely one of those examples where as soon as you see this, you know you can cross it out straight away. ITS apostrophe means nothing. So, for example, we could say, it's raining. And here we mean it is raining. So we want IT apostrophe S for it's raining. And as we had before, the book has lost its cover. We want ITS without an apostrophe because it is possessive. The book's cover is missing. Likewise, we want who and who is. So WHO apostrophe S is a contraction for who is, whereas the possessive of whose is W-H-O-S-E. So again, the apostrophe here with who is a contraction of who is. So we would say, who's at the door? Here we're contracting who is at the door, so we want W-H-O apostrophe S. Whereas the excellent Welsh phrase, whose boots are those shoes? Whose here is a question. Who does this belong to? It's a possessive question. And therefore we want W-H-O-S-E for whose. Who do they belong to? Okay. So again, quickly, let's look at an ACT question where this turns up. And here you'll notice these 4 answer choices are super classic answer choices in the ACT and often in the SAT to have these 4 answer choices together. The first thing you would do is you would cross out ITS apostrophe, always cross that out immediately because that's never a thing. Then next thing I would do is I would test IT apostrophe S. Does it is work here? And it is not it is frozen seas that we want here. It's the frozen seas belonging to the Arctic. We have a possessive thing here. It's frozen seas, not it is frozen seas. So we can cross out IT apostrophe S. Then the 2 we're left with, it's and there. There is actually the plural possessive. So then all we want to decide is, do we have one thing or 2 things that are belonging to something? And it is the Arctic, a singular thing. It's the one Arctic that we're talking about, the seas. So we want ITS. We don't want there, as there's just one Arctic. And so that's the kind of algorithmic approach you want to take to that question, is get rid of ITS apostrophe, think about do we want it is, and then decide singular or plural possessive. And that's it for apostrophes. They're the only things you need to know. The key thing is having the difference between nouns and pronouns really well down. And then with these pronoun questions, just be quite careful with contractions, possession. But that is it. So I hope that has been useful. If you're finding these useful, please do like and subscribe. Leave any comments below if you have any questions or comments or videos you would like me to make. Also, if you want any other help with any parts of the SAT or the ACT, be the math, the science, the essays, or more grammar help, I also give one-to-one lessons. These can be in person in London or Glasgow, but I usually do most of my teaching online, so I can help you wherever in the world you are. So my website is below. If you'd like to get in touch with some one-on-one help, please do that. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys again soon.